Happy Self Love Sunday. I am Moses, your host of Self Love Sundays with Sass. I am your certified vision and empowerment coach who comes every single Sunday so we can talk about all the ways in which we can better our very best. And if you haven't had an opportunity, please go back and check out my YouTube channel where we have so many conversations on Sundays. In this month, we are talking about owning the month of October. And what I want to talk about particularly this week is, what do you need to unpack that's weighing you down or slowing you down? So what is it in your life that you need to unpack that's either weighing you down or slowing you down? Because when we talk about ownership, and when I talk about ownership, I'm talking about owning your life, right? There are so many things that can get in the way that can stop us from living out our vision, even or even creating our vision, right? And so what I thought about is I was listening to Erykah Badu's song Bag Lady, and what she talks about is that, you know, she was saying, you're going to miss your bus. You can't hurry up because you're carrying too much stuff, right? And the stuff that I'm talking about is, what is it that what hurt or pain is in your life that is time to heal, right? What old beliefs or outdated beliefs about yourself and or other people do you need to let go of? What old outdated relationships are in your life that are slowing you down that you need to? And here's the thing, when I talk about friendships and relationships, I will never tell anyone like, hey, listen, you need to get rid of that relationship or you need to not have that friendship anymore. However, this is what I will say. If you rated the people in your life on a scale of 1 to 10, and if you looked across, and when we talk about 10, this is a person that holds you high. This is a person that holds you accountable. This is a person that's extremely honest with you and not just trying to appease you or please you just to be in your circle or to be in your life. These people really push you towards greatness. If you have more people who's on the scale of a 1 to 5 versus a 6 to 10, then it's time for you to reevaluate your circle, because that could be the very thing that is slowing you down. We've all heard it before, right? You are a sum total of the people and or things that you surround yourself with. So if you want to know what level of success you're going to achieve in your life, when I talk about success too, I'm talking about whether or not your marriage is going to be great, whether or not your relationship is going to be great, whether or not your dating life is going to be great, whether or not your relationship with your children and your family members are going to be great. You surround yourself with negative people who all they do is kick dirt on their relationship, or they're not faithful in their relationships, or they gossip about the people that are in their lives, then guess what? That's what you're surrounding yourself with. So therefore, that's what you become. And here's the thing, even if you said, well, I'm not like that, and I don't really do that. Well, if you're the smartest person in the room, then you're still in the wrong room. If you are the smartest person in the room, meaning you're the person that doesn't gossip, you're the person that is faithful in your relationships, you're the person that holds people high, and you're the only one that's doing it, guess what? You're in the wrong room, because then you're not allowing yourself to be elevated. Because I say it all the time, leaders need leaders. So that could be the very thing that's slowing you down, right? So if we're taking ownership this month, we have to start to evaluate the places that we go, the people that we talk to. Where are you spending the most of your time? And this is a really great question. How many times have you missed out on an opportunity because you're allowing things to hold you down and weigh you down, and not freeing yourself up so you can even be free to see the opportunities that are surrounding you? So many times we miss opportunities because we're too busy overthinking and that, like, really think about that, right? Are you minding your thoughts? Because some of us are so smart, and I like to talk about myself, I can talk my way in or out of a paper bag. So sometimes your thoughts and your overthinking are having you miss opportunities in your life to be better, have better, and to do better. So again, what are some of those old thoughts that no longer serve you? I was having a conversation with a young lady today. It was a great conversation, and she was talking about how she doesn't trust people. And I was just like, well, that's a great cop out, because when you own your life, you will find out it's just that you don't trust yourself. And why don't you trust yourself? Because you've made bad decisions in the past that didn't serve you. So because you made those decisions, right, and some things got messed up and or you have gotten hurt, now you're like, well, I don't trust people. It has nothing to do with the people. Once you start to heal yourself and you begin to trust yourself, you will trust the decisions that you are making. You will understand that if you start to make the better decisions, it brings better people in your life. And if you make a decision that you have someone in your life that isn't serving any sort of like real purpose, and this person is a person that is not worthy to be in your environment, then guess what? You trust yourself enough to let it go. So a lot of times it has nothing to do with other people. It has to do with you carrying around that old baggage of that old pain and that old hurt that doesn't serve you anymore. So now you're projecting when you get into new relationships or new people walk into your life. Some of you took that song from Drake, No New Friends, a little bit too serious. Because here's the thing. I love new people to come into my life. New people means elevation, and it also may mean new opportunities. A lot of the opportunities that I've had, even now in my life, is a result of the new people who have walked in. Because a lot of times the old people in your life can't see past who they knew you were. It's just the truth. They saw some of the behaviors. They saw some of your old ways. And no matter how much you grow out of it, they still want to see you there. So the new people that come into your life, they are meeting you at the elevation point that you are today. Does that mean that you don't have a past? Absolutely not. We all have one. What it means is they can't hold you to it. So therefore, they'll bring in new opportunity because they're not afraid of what they think you may or may not do. I need you guys to follow me. That's why it's so important to own your life and not be a victim of this blame game. And when I talk about being a victim, I'm talking about the fact of I'm holding everybody else is the reason why my life isn't the way it is. And when I mean we're not victims is we get to make a choice every single day. We get to make a choice. So make the choice to say, I'm no longer going to sit in that. I'm no longer going to think those thoughts, right? I can be or do or have anything that I want in this life. It may take some work. And here's the thing, when we talk about work, who do you need to consult with? Who is it? So when we talk about, a person, a consultant, this is a person that has an expertise in the area of which you desire to grow in, right? So who is it that you may need to consult with to help you elevate your mindset? If I could get women, it's funny, I just said it, 50% of what I do as a vision and empowerment coach is mindset shift work. Because people are holding on to all the things that their mother or their father or their uncles or their exes or their old friends told them they were. So they can't get past who somebody told them they were. So they can't be who God's called them to be, so that they can actually have the abundance of health, wealth, love in their life. A lot of this is shaking off the old. And when I say shaking off, I want to be clear, healing the old so that we can make way for the new. That's how we take ownership of our lives. This is how we begin to be unstuck. We change the perspective. We start to take that pain and repurpose it. Does that mean we don't experience pain? No. Does that mean I don't experience rejection and heartache? No, I experience it, but I have chosen to see the lesson. And listen, everything that happens in my life is not always a lesson. Sometimes it just is what it is. But then I say it is what it is. And then I move forward. I'm not going to allow something to have that much power over my life anymore where I stay stuck. I've lost so many years of my life being stuck in old thought patterns, being stuck in old decisions that I made, beating myself up for mistakes. I spent years. I refused to give it another day. And this is why I ask, who do you need to consult with? Who maybe you need a coach in your life, because here's the thing. We have put ourselves through the ringer of all that pain and stuff for you. We've been there, done that, wrote the book. So therefore we can help elevate you where you don't have to walk through that anymore. We've walked through what it takes to trust. We've walked through what it takes to have new opportunities of health, wealth, and love in our life, so we can give you the blueprint so it's easy. The question that I have all the time is, why do you always choose hard? Why does it have to be hard? Who told you that every testimony has to be where you're beaten down and broken down to have heaven? Why does it always have to be that? I had to learn that that's not the case. When I took ownership of my life, I wake up happy. I promise you guys, literally 90% of the time. And I'm on every morning. I'm on a call. I'm laughing. I'm smiling. I'm growing every single day, all because I made a decision to say I don't have to live in lack. I don't have to live in fear. I don't have to not trust people, because I trust me. And when I can't trust me, I trust God. And you know, I will never tell you who you should call your God. But this is what I talk about when I say take ownership over your life. We give our power away when we're still not trusting because of something somebody did from years ago. That person is still running your life and you don't want to hear it, but it's the truth. You stand up and say, I'm grown and I'm this and I'm that. Yet you're still allowing someone and something from your past to dictate your movements today, which is going to still dictate your future. You're still allowing it. How do you change it? Start to heal it. How do you heal it? Okay, well then guess what? Pick up the phone and go to and find a therapist. And this is the thing about therapy, right? It's just like finding the right partner in your life. It may take some time. It's not just jumping right in. It may take some recommendations, right? To find the right person. Don't just go to one person and then it doesn't work out and you say, see, this is what I mean. There's not a lot of things that I say that I hate, but I really hate that. I hate when people say, like, hear something about a coach and then it's like, this is why I don't go to coaches. That's one person. And again, you're allowing one person's behavior to dictate your total life. Again, not taking ownership. And I'm not saying that these people are wrong. I'm not saying this experience, shouldn't create you to have more discernment. But don't put everybody in a bucket because of some human and what they've done. I talked about this a little bit last week, and like a pastor or something, this is why I don't go to church. That's not why you don't go. It's an excuse. And I said it because I can say that because I lived it. I can say that because I had church hurt. Because people are like, well, you don't understand and you don't know. You don't know what I don't know, and you don't know what I don't understand. I understand a lot more than what you think. And the thing is, I have just decided that I would not allow that to be an excuse in my life. I will not allow that to, if you don't like the word excuse, I'll give you another one. I will not allow it to dictate my present and or my future. I decided to shift the perspective of it. Again, if it was a lesson to be learned, I learned the lesson. And if it wasn't, if it was one of those, it is what it is scenarios, and I let it be, it is what it is. But I'm not allowing it for me to stay stuck in that place. Take ownership of your life if you want to go to the next level. Stop giving all your power away. Stop expecting people to show up and be there, and you don't even show up for yourself or be there. It's like, oh, no one ever shows up for me, but do you show up for yourself? Do you take ownership? I don't expect anybody to show up for me anymore. I show up for me. But I'll tell you what, when I started to show up for myself, when I started to walk in a different life and shift my perspective, guess what happened? Not only does people show up for me, I'm invited places that I never would have thought in a million years I would be invited to. And these are great places. Some people be like, I don't care about being invited. Well, guess what? I do care. I care about being in the room with greatness. I care about being in the room with those who are anointed by my God, who is so powerful. I care about that. Why? Because you want to be in the room where the energy is flowing like that. You want to be in the room where that anointing just reeks off, and that energy and that success. 100%. Because here's the thing that I know, I can't do it alone. My energy alone is not going to get me to where I want to be. So I want to be in the room with that. You may not, and that's okay. But that's the beauty of the program that I have. It talks about finding your way. Your way may not be mine. You may not want to be in those rooms for whatever reason. But if you desire and you want to go further and you want more, www.moesass.com. Because I was the statistic. 16 and pregnant, on welfare, married, divorced, had a kid out of wedlock. I was the person they said wasn't going to be anything, just going to be on welfare all your life. I was going to be a bum. I was going to be in jail. I heard so many things about me. But thank God, I had my foundation of God so that I could go back and read who he said that I was. And then I got myself around people who pursued my greatness instead of trying to pursue and prey on my mistakes. See, you're surrounded by people who pray on you instead of praying for you. I got myself in a room with people who pray for me. Therefore, nobody can pray on me. And that part of that came because, again, healing work. I trust me now. I say who, I say when, I say what, and I say how. And I still make mistakes. But I own them. I don't blame anybody else. And it's not to say that people are not wicked. And it's not to say that, bad things don't happen. And they do. But I'm not going to allow that to dictate my future. I'm not going to allow that to have me down for weeks on end. I'm not saying I don't get down, y'all. I'm just saying I don't stay there. I'm just saying that I have a power that is within me that I'm going to sit up, I'm going to serve until the day he calls me home. And I'm not going to allow anything to get in the way of that. Why are you allowing a person and a place and a thing to get in the way of your calling, of your purpose, of your love, of your relationships, of your abundance, of your healing? Why? Why? Why are you allowing someone to hold you to your 12-year-old self and your 13-year-old self and your 16-year-old self? Don't allow anybody to have that much power over you. You can decide today. This is not about hiring me as some coach. I don't care if you don't ever hire me for anything. But I do care if you take my words and know that if I can stand before you today and speak with such conviction in my heart and live in my purpose and free women up every single day from the chains that bind them, that you absolutely can be free. You absolutely can have anything and be anything that you say that you want. All it takes is for you to start working and shifting on your mindset. I say every day I'm a wealthy, powerful, and intuitive leader. Why? Because I stand in the power that God gave me. I know that I am going to be wealthy beyond my years, and I trust myself. Even if I don't feel that, y'all, I say that until I feel it. When I walk in rooms, that's how I walk in rooms. I want you to do the same thing. Create that vision statement for your life. Who are you? Not who they told you you were. Who are you? I want you to walk in that. And understand that you can't do it alone. So here's the thing, until you can hire that coach, until you can get with that therapist, get in a community, surround yourself with people who want to take you higher and not want to see you low. Everybody's talking about this thing with Stormy Welton right now. This when she talked about the low vibrational plate. Everybody's talking about that right now. But did you realize that the people who are talking about her and talking about what she is and what she ain't, you spending so much energy talking about her, but so therefore you're not moving in your life. Whether I like what she says in a moment or not, you can't take away from what she's done. And that's the problem. So many people, as soon as they hear something, soon as they feel, it's like you want to strip everybody. Well, you see, you're so busy wasting your energy in that, you're not where you're supposed to be. Let me tell you something. People who are on a higher trajectory ain't even worried about that. What they'll say is, you know what? I don't agree with how she moves, but I'm just going to move in my way. How about just move in your way? How about if you don't like the way that she was speaking to people, instead of knocking her, start speaking life into people instead of speaking death over her? How about that? God said, touch not my anointing. You don't know if that's her, she is anointed or not. Stay in your lane. Don't worry about her. Speak life into that young lady then. Don't knock one to build somebody else up. Just build. That's my word. That's why I don't run around here talking about anybody and putting anybody. I don't agree with a lot of things people do, but I don't have to knock them down to build a platform. How about I just build? I want you to just build. Just build. Listen, we gonna own and take ownership of our lives, okay? So that we can have a greater future. We can end 2022 on our highest note and walk into 23 and have it be the best yet. Okay? Y'all with me? Y'all with me? All right now. I want you to have the most amazing rest of your week. Reach out to me if you have any questions. info@mosas.com. You can email me, www.mosas.com. You can also join my community or just email me on there. Any questions, I always answer. I'm on Instagram and Facebook, Life Coaching with Sass, just a W. I look forward to hearing from you, and let's continue to take ownership all month.